there everyone, it's Anthony back with another video here on Single and Placing. Hi, I hope you're having a fantastic day, weekday, weekend, evening, overnight, morning, whatever you've got going on. Let me just adjust the lighting here. Let's get a little bit brighter. Okie dokie. There we go. Okay, cool. So yeah, I hope you're doing well. As you can see, we've got a canvas in front of us and we're actually here to do a WIP and chat. I haven't done one of these in like weeks, like an actual just like sit down and talk. Keep in mind, we might have some interruptions here and there. I've got an Apollo underneath me who is extra feisty today. We had a pretty big cold snap the past day or two here in Denver. So we did a walk yesterday, but the temperatures have dipped even lower. I think we're at like -10 right now. So he's just been doing outside hangouts. And so he's looking at me like, why aren't we running? Why aren't we at the dog park? But it is like winter warning, don't go outside with the wind chill and stuff. So it's very, very cold. So we will probably do something in the morning once the sun comes back up. And we did a little short walk today when I got home from work, but literally it was just like around the block because it's that kind of cold. It's really cold. So even though he doesn't seem to mind it, it's not the best for me. So all right, so yeah, we are doing a little WIP and chat. We've got in front of us, as far as a canvas goes, this is Head of Medusa. It's my cross-stitch conversion canvas. So we're going to be working on this a little bit. I'm going to do my best to work on it while chatting with you. It can be a little bit more difficult because I have to count my stitches or my where I place my diamonds. So you may hear me counting out loud. It might be a little bit more slow going, but this is kind of my main WIP. As far as accessories and what we're working with today, I've got my Mooney Made tray here. This is like a teal, like a glitter teal color. I ordered it as part of a custom order. And when I ordered it, I just told Mooney Made like, hey, just pick your favorite colors, whatever speaks to you. So I'm not sure if she hand picked these like, ooh, I really like these colors, or it was just like, we have these trays sitting around. We'll just send that to him and I'll call it my favorite, but I do like it. I did find that this glitter print, for whatever reason, the ends of the grooves, I'm not sure if you can see that, but the ends of the grooves here are a little bit kind of like bulbous at the end, or like a little bit bigger. They're not as clean as some of the other trays I have from Mooney Made. So sometimes the drills tend to get stuck at the end, or they jump the end and go right in. It's not really a big issue. I just have to be careful when I'm tapping. And this is the only tray that I've noticed that with, is this particular color. So I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but it doesn't make it unusable. It's just different. So then it's got this little like silver glitter stopper, and then the top was this kind of like sea foamy kind of green top. So I rarely use it, and I was like, you know what, I need to use that color. So I have that tray. My pen is from Enabler's Outpost. This is my kind of my favorite pen because it's a big chunky pen. So I've been really enjoying using it. And then, ew, I need to clean it. Yeah, that's fine. And then I have tips from Enabler's Outpost from their winter gift set that they sent. These are thin metal multi-placers, and I'm actually really liking them. I've been using Everlasting Tips for the longest time, but I'm kind of liking this thin metal placer. I don't know, it seems to be a little less grabby with the drills, and so the drills release a little bit nicer than I'm used to. So I'm very happy with that. I also have another pen over here, also from Enabler's Outpost, just in case I need it. It's got a 6-placer from Everlasting Tips on it, but I haven't really been needing that with the amount of confetti that we have here. And then as far as my putty, I'm using Enabler's Outpost Chit. This is their gingerbread scent that was once again sent with their winter kit. So that's what it looks like, and I'm just working with that. It smells so good. I know we're past holiday time, but I'm just trying to get through some of my themed putties. I'm just trying to use those up. So I may need to reload this pen at a certain point, so just keep that in mind. Pizza just came out of the oven, but I'm not quite hungry. I don't know why I started making it so early. I'm not quite hungry, but I don't mind it cooling. So I may stop at some point to grab a slice. Otherwise, we're just kind of hanging out, and I'll eat it later. And if I do need to warm it up a little bit later, I can. Other than that, I've got my funnel here. I don't think I'm gonna need any washi tape, just with where we're working on in this section. And yeah, I think we are good to go. Oh, I just need my tablet. I'm gonna put the tablet off screen. It does something weird with the lighting on my phone camera when you can see it. I think it's just that reflecting back, that screen lighting. I don't know, it messes up the camera for some reason. So I'm gonna try to keep that off screen so you don't have to see it, and we'll just get to it. I'm gonna set this up here so I can see. Okay, cool. Oh my gosh, I'm like nervous for some reason about doing a WIP Chat with the cross stitch conversion, because it requires me to like, I'm talking out loud to myself a lot when I'm working on my cross stitch conversions. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom this in slightly. Perfect. Okay, great. Next color is 3363. Da, da, da. Okay, here it is. Awesome. So make sure to leave in the comments how you're doing. I hope you're doing well. I am doing good. I have been pretty busy on the weekends for whatever, I'm not sure what it is, but I go in these cycles of, being a little bit more introverted and then being a little bit more extroverted. So I have actually been spending a lot of time with friends, going out with friends. I need to hang out with my mom. We've been planning on hanging out for like a couple weeks now, but then the weather got in the way, and then we played phone tag a little bit this past week, and I still haven't called her. I need to call her. Sorry, Mom. But just going and hanging out and not really doing anything like crazy, but just like, we went to karaoke. I went to karaoke with some friends. I went and did dinner, or just like had people over. We just went down to my roommates who live downstairs. We went down there and watched a movie, and then they came up and watched a movie. So nothing too crazy, but just like not really doing a ton of like diamond painting on the weekends as much as I used to. And so I haven't had the opportunity to make a lot of content, and I feel kind of bad, but at the same time, I'm like, maybe it's good that I'm kind of, being a little bit more social and kind of getting back into the swing of things. Because there was a time there where I was like, just get me back to diamond painting, So yeah, it's just kind of changing up how I'm spending my time recently. Let's make sure that all looks good. Okay, great. But it's fine. I think that, I was cranking out the content there for a while, but I think things are going to probably slow down a little bit as I, kind of transition into kind of a social mindset or a social mode. So I don't know if it's just because I'm in a better mood in general, or I'm just, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm going to lean into it. I'm feeling really good. I had a couple of days of like restless sleep, and now, so I went grocery shopping and I decided to get some melatonin. So I've been using that for the past couple nights, and it's been years since I've tried taking melatonin. It seems to be working. I slept really well last night, got up extra early this morning and did some stretches and just some like, body weight exercises, your crunches and your planks and stuff. So I'm going to try to do that daily, get back into a good routine. And once the weather warms up and the roads aren't so nasty, then I might start leaving for work extra early so I can go to the gym, because we have a gym at work. So just trying to get back into some good habits, some positive habits, and then we'll see how strong I can be with that, but trying not to eat out as much. I got a bunch of groceries over this weekend, did a pretty big grocery haul, and so just got some dinners and lunches to make at home. Last night I made a lentil and ground bison soup with veggies. It was so good. I have a giant pot of it, so I had it for lunch today, and I was like, I don't think I want it for dinner too. So I had grabbed a refrigerated pizza from the like refrigerated section. So I just made that tonight. So then I'll just alternate between pizza leftovers and soup leftovers for the rest of the week, I guess. And then I spiced up, or I put my own spin on the pizza. I put some arugula on there. So I'm excited to try that. 3051. Sorry, if you were wondering why did he just say that, it's just I'm just reading off my DMCs. I told you it's for whatever reason for me doing a cross stitch conversion, I'm a very vocal diamond painter when I do this, but it's fun. So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on as far as just kind of general stuff. Work's going really good. It's busy, but not crazy busy. It's very manageable. And so I've actually had some time to do some training through the LinkedIn Learning courses, which is nice to kind of, I don't know, I just like to brush up my skills and stay up to date with certain topics and stuff. So it's been nice to have that opportunity. That's why that looked like that. So I've been doing that a little bit, but then, you know, things pop up and it's like, all right, now you got to put out all these fires and get back to it. But I have actually been able to set aside a little bit of time just to kind of do a little bit of learning and education around the different recruiting trends and hiring. So that's really been nice. I have a lot of hiring events coming up in the next month, so those will probably be keeping me really busy as well. So once again, just not sure how much content I'll be able to put up, especially these WIP chats for whatever reason. I think it's because I've been scared of doing a WIP chat with the cross stitch conversion. So I've just been diamond painting and not really filming anything. Other than like vlogs and vlogs and vlogs and vlogs. And I'm sure you've seen it. I've put up like, I think I did like, it's been like 4 or 5 vlogs since, you know, between my last WIP chat and now. But they're just because this cross stitch conversion is just, like I said, a different style of diamond painting. I've been avoiding doing a traditional WIP chat and just doing vlogs, but I also don't want to stray too far away from like the core content that people expect from a diamond painting channel. Like I don't want to disinterest people either. So it's like sit down and just chat, but I really seem to be doing okay. It's just a little bit more slow going. There we go. So I even have filmed a couple of vlogs and then I go to listen back and I'm like, I don't like this. I'm not happy with this content. So I should have like a separate channel that's like single and placing the lost tapes or like the lost archive. Cause there's probably, I think there's by now like 3 vlogs that I go to listen back to the clips and I'm like, I'm not enjoying this. And so I just don't post them. And then I end up I just delete them off my phone. Just because I'm like, all right, how many times can we drive to the dog park, you know? But maybe I'll put them up at some point or put them in a separate folder or something like that, just in case people want them just to, you know, just as background noise. But I'm just like, I don't know. So we'll see. But here we are with an actual WIP chat, and it's kind of nice to sit down at this format and not be like driving. And also, you know, sometimes driving in the snow, like I get kind of quiet because I'm really focusing on like making sure that we're driving safely. So it's just a weird time to be filming, at least over the weekend and, you know, the past couple times. So that's what's going on there. I'm really excited. You know, one thing that I have been able to keep up with and have been able to do is some spotlights. I have a shop spotlight that should have, or a premiere that should have already happened by the time this goes up. So if you were able to join for that, thank you so much for participating in the live stream or in the premiere. If you did not get a chance to check that out, it should be up so you can go take a look and watch the replay. That was with Rosa over at Diamond Painting Shop, and that was a really fun conversation. So head over to that video once you're done watching this, if you haven't already, and check it out. It was just a cool way to learn a little bit more about her shop and her journey in starting this small business and just learning about what's to come from Diamond Painting Shop. And if you remember, I got the chance to unbox 4 different kits that Rosa sent over to me, and I've already finished one. That's Winter by Alphonse Mucha. So yeah, it was just a cool conversation. I hope to continue doing it. This can be a busy season for a lot of businesses. things start to pick up after the holidays. You know, there's like a little bit of a lull in January, and then it really starts to pick up again from what I'm understanding. And then, you know, tax returns start coming in, so people start placing orders. So I have a couple of shops that are in the pipeline. They just need to wait until things calm down business-wise, which is awesome, good for them. So I might be turning my focus to doing some more artist spotlights. I have another artist spotlight already filmed. I just need to record the intro and outro and get that scheduled, but you'll see that coming soon as well. And then I already have a couple of content creators, diamond painters, that have agreed to do what I'm gonna start calling WIP Chat with Friends, I think. And so it's gonna be a premiere. I originally had planned on them being like interview style, but I want it to be a little bit more laid back and kind of casual. So what I've suggested is, rather than the camera being on the content creator, like their face, and us doing like an interview style, I've suggested like, let's just do a WIP Chat. So it's this view, but there'll be two of them. So you're watching us both work on kits. And then I'm just gonna come up with some topics that I think are relevant for that content creator. I wanna learn more about them. So it's more conversational, and maybe it's even talking about the kit that we're working on and accessories, basically like a normal WIP Chat, but we'll be able to kind of, you know, chit chat with each other and keep you all company as well. And I think it might be fun as a premiere too. I might ask the guest to come up with a couple of questions for the chat or something like that. That way we can answer it in real time. And it'll be fun for those that are watching on the replay, because it'll be kind of just like a normal WIP Chat. But I think it'd be cool to feature content creators of all types, you know, new, been here for a long time, you know, that type of thing. So I've already got a couple people that have said yes, and I'm even toying with the idea for a couple content creators of sending them a kit, a matching kit for us to work on, whether it be just a little snack size or something, just as a thank you for, for participating. Like, thank you so much for doing this with me. I'll get you a little snack size kit, but we can actually either kit it up or work on it together while we're chatting. I thought that would be like a nice gesture as a thank you for participating. So once again, I have a couple people that have already said that they'd be interested in at least discussing it further. Some people just need to get some dates confirmed or let me know what works best for them. So 57, but I'm really excited about that. I think it'll be a fun way for me to connect with a lot of content creators, either on a deeper level or for the first time. And yeah, so we've got that going on. Let me just place this. These reds. So this color palette, I'm sure you can see, is a pretty neutral color palette. Tons of browns and tans and light yellows and beiges and some more neutral kind of greens, like foresty greens and mossy colors. So whenever I get these like deeper brownish reds or like a brighter red, I get really excited. I'm like, ooh, another piece that's like a brighter color. But I knew that going into working on this kit that that's just the nature of this color palette. And I actually don't mind it. I find it rather soothing. But it has been nice. I guess we can talk a little bit about WIPs. It has been nice alternating it with some other projects just to bring some poppy color into my life. So I've got this going on. And then I've also been working on Marie Laveau by Matt Lyon and Distracted by Diamonds. That is the kit that I'm doing for Black History Month. I'm obviously, you know, at the time of filming this, a few days ahead of that, but I just wanted to get a little bit of a jump start on it because I'm working on this cross-stitch conversion that's quite time consuming. So I'll definitely finish it. I'll finish Marie Laveau next month. When I do sit down to work on that, I move really quickly through it because there's a decent amount of color blocking, and I think it's only like 30 colors. So it's moving really fast. So I'm not worried about it. I just wanted to get a little bit of a head start. So those are kind of my two main WIPs. Everything else is kind of on hold right now while I work on this cross-stitch conversion is kind of my main project. So I will be introducing a new WIP on February 1st as well, or sometime in February. I haven't quite decided what my game plan is there, but I have Polani from Micah Jelena that I'm going to be doing for the Micathon for Fun event that's happening in February as well. That's being hosted by Jenny Rose, and it's kind of the halfway point between her actual Micathon events. This is just kind of like a more casual, like halfway event. So I ordered some enhancement drills from DP with sparklers to touch that canvas up a little bit. I do have it kitted up already. I haven't started on it yet, and my initial plan was to do one section of Marie Laveau, one section of Polani, and just flip-flop throughout the month until they're both done. But I think I might just do one and then the other, just so I can, once again, it does take, like, when you switch kits, you kind of have to switch your mindset, especially if it's a different style of diamond painting, more confetti or round or square or different color palettes. So I feel like I'm already kind of exercising those muscles by switching between Head of Medusa and Marie Laveau. So I think adding yet another one might just be, I just could foresee myself maybe getting a little bit burnt out of like constantly switching. So I think I'm going to play it safe and just finish Marie Laveau, then start Polani, and hopefully have Polani done by the end of the month. But it's a just for fun event, and to be honest, I'm not participating for any prizes, or I'm not entering in anything. I really just want to promote the hashtag and do whatever I can just to lift up Jenny Rose's event. So even if I don't finish, it's not the end of the world. I'm not trying to enter a start or finish into that event. So, but she is the person that introduced me to Micah Jelena as an artist in general. I mean, I had seen some of her images on Diamond Art Club, but none of them really spoke to me necessarily. And then I saw Astrid, and Astrid jumped out to me. So that's what I did for the Micathon last year. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I love these cats. So I got Polani. I have Sitara as well, which I haven't even unboxed yet. And then I have one other one from Micah Jelena. I forget, it's like Rhiannon or something like that. I have that as well that I'm planning on doing for the Micathon this year. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. And then I have Cozy Evening, which is on a hold right now. It's a gift for my aunt, and I already knew I wasn't going to finish it by Christmas just with having all the other stuff going on that I had. So I'm not too concerned about it. She's not anxiously waiting for it. And in fact, she's going to be here in town from Phoenix. We're having a family reunion in August. And I was like, well, maybe I can just surprise her with it when she gets out here. Who knows? I mean, ideally, I'd like to get it done before August, but I keep using that as like a crutch of like, it's okay, you have till August. And it's like, actually, it'd be nice to get that wrapped up. I have, I'd say I'm about 50 to 60% done with that kit. Definitely past 50, so probably 60% done with that kit. I did pull it down a couple of weeks ago and work on a couple of sections, so it's slowly getting there, but I'm kind of a one square person. Like square drill canvases just require a little bit more, and this in particular requires a bit more. So yeah, I'm not working on any other squares right now. Yes, what do you need from me, sir? What do you want? Do you want some love? Hold on just a second. Okay, sorry about that. Got him a refill on water and a bone so he would chill out. Cut myself off a slice of pizza. It's pretty good, especially with the arugula. But I'm not super hungry, so I just took a couple bites and walked away from it. But I did refill my sparkling water, which was good. So anyway, yeah, Cozy Evening. Not super invested in getting that finished anytime soon, but that's okay. My aunt's not waiting for it, and I think she'll appreciate it more if I can, like, I'll take my time with it and make sure to get it all, the border painted and all that stuff. I'm not going to frame it for her because I don't know what her taste is in like frame styles, so I'll just probably roll it up for her, and if I do get it done before August, then I will mail it to her. and probably ask her partner to record her opening it because I kind of want to see her reaction. Or I will have it for her when she gets here in August for the reunion. So yeah, I think that's another reason why I'm trying to like make some more healthy choices and, you know, start getting back in shape again. Just because I'm like, well, my entire family's gonna be here. And not that I'm like in bad shape or by, you know, anything like that, but I just, you know, haven't really been actively, aside from like going on hikes and stuff, I don't like have like a workout routine and I don't really have any kind of diet. I'm just like, whatever sounds good is that's what's happening. So I just need to start kind of getting back on track with that regardless. It's just a good reason to, you know, if that's what it takes to get that motivation, then there you go. So anyway, let's see. 1, 2, Apollo, please do not bring that bone in here. Oh, okay. You're not even gonna go eat your bone? I don't know if he just wants more attention, even though that's all he's been getting all evening, or I don't know. But he has a raw bone sitting in the other room. He just came in here without it. Like, I'm not interested, which is new to him. So we'll see. I might have to take another break. We'll see how he does. But okay, there's that, and that. Awesome. So yeah, as far as other whips go, I have Star Maker. I plan on getting that done. Ideally, when this cross stitch conversion is finished, that's more like well over halfway done. I don't know what it is, why I decided to stop that kit. I don't know why it wasn't interesting me as much as I thought it would, but it's not. So it's been sitting there, but I'll get that done as soon as this cross stitch conversion is complete. Because I think I'll be able to move through it pretty quickly just to have it out of the way. I do want to finish it. It is something I plan on getting done. I love the imagery. I just, for whatever reason, it didn't jump out at me enough to stop me from getting this this square up and setting aside Cozy Evening, because I started Star Maker even before Cozy Evening. So yeah, but that's definitely on my to-do list. There's only 1 or 2 kits, I guess, that are kind of on my not to-do list. So let's talk about that. I don't know how I'm feeling, and you've heard me mention it before. I'm not sure how I feel about Del Sol from Andy Russell and Mystical Diamond Art, nor am I sure how I feel about Crimson Oracle from Craftably. I think the artist there is Warmtail. I really wanted to like the Crimson Oracle rendering because I like the image. I really wanted to like it, but when I got it in, and I think I mentioned it in the unboxing, I was kind of surprised by, you know, so a lot of the detail kind of gets missed because it's in a smaller size. And maybe I should have known that going into it, but that was my very first Craftably purchase, and I really wanted to get something from Craftably to try because everyone seemed to have been really liking them as a company. And it was right around the time when everyone's pre-orders were coming in. And so there was just a lot of talk about Craftably, and I was like, I want to get in on this. And I did like that image. I don't know if I loved it, but I did like it, but not enough to, at least for me, to push through with that kit. It's not grabbing me. I'm not finding it particularly engaging to work on. And every time I sit down with it, I'm just like, ugh, you know, and it's no fault of, the quality's great. The image for the size is fine. But when I look at the original image and then I look at the rendering, I'm just like, oh, you're not really getting that detail. You're not really seeing that. And Craftably was good about reaching out to me. What did I just do there? This goes, oh no, that's right. Okay. They were good about reaching out to me when I did that unboxing. They're like, you know, we have to make kits for various people and styles, and some people want a smaller canvas, and you know, but you just have to understand that does sacrifice some of the detail sometimes. So I don't know. It just isn't really speaking to me. I don't really particularly like get excited to reach for that kit. It almost feels a little bit like a chore. And once again, no fault of Craftably. That's just personal preference. So a couple of weeks ago, I did sit down and do like a section and a half of it. And the whole time I was just like, I could be working on something else. I could be working on something else. I'm like, why am I trying to force this? Like, I don't know if there's just this feeling of guilt for not finishing a kit or bailing on something. And I didn't feel that way when I bailed on my Uniquely Yours Down Under canvas, because the quality was the issue there. And it was just not fun to work on from that regard, like difficult to work on. This doesn't really have any quality issues. It's more of just like maybe a little bit of buyer's remorse and just not really feeling it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that kit. So that one's in this place of kind of, I don't know what my next move is there. And then the same with Del Sol. Del Sol is a kit that I got fairly early on when I started diamond painting. Someone had mentioned Mystical Diamond Art, or I stumbled upon them. And even back then, you know, coming up on a year ago, they were being talked about as a company that was like maybe phasing out diamond paintings or just not going to be in existence at all. And so I went over there, and the kits were really reasonably priced, you know, compared to the other premium kits that I had been seeing when I first started. So I think that kit was like 20 something dollars. And so even though the image is pretty, you know, it's like a standard beach scene and it didn't necessarily speak to me like, oh, wow. I was like, well, this is too good of a deal to pass up for like a premium small shop. So I snagged it, and I'm only like 2 sections into it, and I'm just like, I don't like this image. Once again, no fault of, you know, of the artist or Mystical Diamond Art. The quality from what I've done so far, the short amount of work I've done, is good. It's just, you have to really be like, it's a lot of time and effort to diamond paint a canvas. So you have to kind of like what you're doing and enjoy seeing the image come to life. And I don't feel that way about that kit. I have another one from them that gives me a lot of like Utah, kind of like Moab vibes, and I'm actually really looking forward to that one. But this kind of classic beach scene isn't my vibe, and I'm just like, once again, I'll go to put like 2 or 3 colors down. I'm like, okay, that's enough. Let's get back to the kit that you're excited about, you know? So, and it's not a gift for anyone or anything like that. So that's also in the, I don't really want to do this kit, buyer's remorse place. 3012, let's see. So I have some options. So I think one of the things I can do is there's a couple people at work that are curious about trying diamond painting. So I might take Del Sol, because that's a little bit more of like a classic image, in and set it up in one of the empty desks in the office and just let people go to town. And if it never gets finished or people mess it up or whatever, there's no looking back. Like, I don't mind, because I don't really have a use for it. My other thing I was thinking about, because I do plan on doing some craft fairs, is to use those kits as my sample kits to set out for people to try diamond painting at the booth I plan on doing, and which we'll talk a little bit more about that. I'm starting to put together some more plans there. So to have that as a sample kit, but then I was like, well, do I really want the sample kit, the one that I want people to try, to be a kit that I'm like not particularly excited about? It's like, maybe I should pick one that I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you're gonna love this, like, sit down, look at these bright poppy colors, like. So I'm kind of like, I don't think either of those would, I don't know. I honestly don't know. So those are kind of my 2 options. The third option, which is what I think I'm gonna, and don't freak out. The third option, which is like the nuclear option for me for Crimson Oracle, because I do like the quality of those drills, is I think I'm gonna break it down into my reserve stash and just let that one go. Because even if it is going to be a kit that I use either at work for people to practice or at a craft fair, I do want it to be one that's a pretty universal image that, you know, isn't going to be like too much for someone. I don't know. I want to make sure that it has like a universal appeal. That way I can generate some more interest. I just don't know if Crimson Oracle is that. I hate, you know, essentially quote unquote throwing that money away, but I would at least be salvaging some of the drills from that kit. And for me, at the end of the day, diamond painting is very relaxing for me. I can kind of just, sometimes I use this time to like process the day, wind down. Sometimes it's just throw on a podcast or an audiobook or a YouTube channel and just kind of zone out. Sometimes it's actually like this, you know, being a little bit more mindful about placement and just feeling connected to artwork. And if I don't have that and it feels like a chore, then that's already money lost, you know. I'm not interested in quote unquote like pushing through or just like you know, suffering through a kit or canvas that I'm not enjoying to, you know, to justify the 50 or 60 bucks spent. I don't throw away canvases so often that it's like a habitual problem. So I'm okay with letting a few go, especially now that I feel like as far as my tastes go in artwork, I feel like I've kind of matured since I started diamond painting, when before it was more about like, just get something from all of the shops, just pick something. That way you can say you've worked on this amount of kits from this many shops. And if it's a good deal or if it's a sale, then that helps tip it. Even if you don't particularly like or love the image, if it's a good deal, just get it. And I quickly learned that that's not the case. Like at the end of the day, it really has to be about what are you willing to sit and look at and touch every day and work on every day and be happy about it. That's kind of the most important thing to me, as opposed to like what's the best deal. Because, you know, if I lived by that, there'd be so many kits that I'd be like, I don't want to do this. And then that's just money wasted. So I don't know. I could just save them both, just roll them up, put them in a tube, and just, if the time comes to take them out for whatever reason, whether to take to work or take to a craft fair, great. And then if I ever need those tubes, then I can make the decision then, and I can just kit down the drills back into baggies. But there's also this part of me that's been in kind of this early spring cleaning, like purging mode. And so I'm just like, get them out of here. You know, like they don't bring me any joy working on them. Crimson Oracle, I don't know if I would present that as like a, hey, this is just a, you know, a generic kit for people to try. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Let me know what you would do in the comments, if you would just push through it no matter what, or if you wouldn't have any qualms with seeing them make their way to the trash. I don't know. And to be honest, I have a couple of kits that that I've purchased that are unboxed. They're hanging in the closet, and I've mentioned them before of like, I don't know, that I'm just like, I don't know if I should even start these, or if I should really start thinking seriously about doing a D-stash, because I'm already thinking of them as kits that I'm not particularly excited about. It's that leftover from me when I first started diamond painting, or the, you know, last year of like, get all the things, build a big stash. And now I'm just like, my tastes have changed and I don't want to do that kit. and my purchasing has slowed down drastically. I haven't purchased anything from Diamond Art Club since Black Friday, just because, actually, no, I think there's one called Tea Party from Ivy Dollamore that I did get. Basically anything Ivy Dollamore I'll probably just continue to snag. And I had said the same thing about Yume Art, but then they released that, it's like the violin player, and it didn't jump out to me, so I didn't get it. So I think it's really Ivy is kind of the one that I'm like, I see her artwork on Instagram all the time. I know what images that she has out, or images that are listed there, and there's not a single one that I wouldn't do. Like, I love them all. So I think it's just like, I might just continue to just keep an eye out for Ivy Dollamore kits. And that's really it. And that kind of scared me at first. And it still does, in the sense that even my small shop purchases have been slowing down. Like, I have plenty of trays. I have plenty of diamond painting pens. I have plenty of mud and all that stuff. Like, I have enough to keep me going for a while because I've been in this like collecting mode. And something just clicked where I'm like, I don't have the room, and I want to start putting those funds towards, you know, trying to travel a little bit more, do some other things. So I'm like, I'm kind of in a holding pattern with spending for diamond painting. And that's a good thing for, you know, my my wallet. But some of what I do is in content creation is now gone because I don't have as many unboxings and small shop hauls and this and that to kind of bulk out my content. So it's like, if you're not you know, continuously shopping and placing orders, you have less stuff to share with your audience. So I think that's another reason why my videos I haven't had those like filler videos like, ooh, another Mooney Maid haul or another this and that, just because I haven't been buying anything. But I think we're still doing okay. We're still moving and grooving. And I'll still have my kit unboxings every, at least Tuesday. 3047, hold on. At least Tuesday, you'll have those consistently. I have those booked out every Tuesday until sometime in April right now. And even once those are all wrapped up, I have sitting next to me at least a dozen, maybe closer to 20 kits that I haven't even unboxed and filmed yet. So that's another 20 weeks worth of content there. So unboxings aren't going anywhere on this channel. You just won't see, at least for right now, you won't see as many like small shop little, you know, odds and ends, just because I have enough. So let's make sure you can see. I just finished that section there. Yep, you can still see the rest. Okay, so let's go ahead and scoop this up, and we're ready to reveal this next bit here. Yay! So we are currently at 27.81% completion, and we have, this is now, our number of drills placed is at 27,256 drills have been laid on this canvas, but there is a total of 98,000 that need to be placed. So we're getting there slowly but surely. Let me frog that because that got marked by mistake somehow. Okay, cool. Awesome. So as you can see, I'm doing these 8 sections at a time now. I was doing 6 vertically, but I can get more on my tablet screen looking at it landscape, and I can get 8 sections. So that's how I've been working on it, is 8 sections at a time. So I just picked the bottom color here, and I'll do another update, cross stitch conversion WIP Chat update series thing, probably once I hit maybe somewhere between 40 and 50%, just to kind of give a status update. Maybe I'll do it sooner than that, but there's not a ton, like, it's not like new revelations every time I sit down. It's just like, maybe I'll tweak this and try it this way. Oh, that does feel a little bit better. I don't know if it's necessarily faster, quote unquote, but it just is more, it just makes more sense in my head. So I've just been kind of playing with the orientation of the tablet, playing with, you know, how I approach it as far as 1, 2, 3, 4, as far as the colors go. So like I would do all of this color, all of this one, work my way this way. Now I work on this color, you know, filling this in and filling the square in, and then everything, all the other symbols along with it. So it just, for whatever reason, that helps me by like trying to fill a square. And then by the time I get up here, I've probably already placed a few, kind of like what I just did here. Now I've got some up here too, because I'm doing all of that color. I don't know, it's hard to describe, and it's just like whatever your kind of like, however your brain works, it's going to be a little bit different for everyone. But for me, I just have been doing it this way. And if you were to say, what do you mean that way? It's hard to describe. I might just have to do like my next vlog or my next series for cross stitch conversion might just be like how my brain works with this, and I can just walk you through why I'm picking that color, doing that next, so you can kind of see. And if you resonate with that, then great. And if not, then you can move to the next video. I'm not sure, or at least it'll give you a what not to do, because Anthony's crazy. Okay, let's get one, boom. It's a little bit harder to talk now because we're starting in a brand new section, so I really do have to count my stitches here because I don't have anything to work off of. Okay, those are all done. And then this one, we're starting down here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 place. Yes, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Up 2 over 3, 1, 2, 3, whoops. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. The break of 2 in between, yes, okay, cool. Sorry, this might actually be our cue to wrap it up. I don't mean to have you sit in silence, but this does require, okay, 1, 1, 2, 3, place, okay. And then let me just get these last few down and we'll see where we're at with chatting. Okay, sorry. Also, I mentioned this a long time ago, but I still am, as long as the canvas quality is good, I have no shame in placing my wrist on the canvas. I still do it. Okay, so that's everything for that color. Awesome. Moving on to the percent sign. Okay, cool. So yeah, I don't know what to do with those kits. I honestly, even if I get chastised for it, I can honestly say that Crimson Oracle is most likely going to get broken down, and I'm going to let that canvas go. I might take them both into work, but to be honest, the reason why I don't 100% want to do that is she's got quite the high cut skirt. And I just want to make sure, like I said, I want to take stuff into work that has like a broad appeal. Like I'm not taking Head of Medusa in to hang at work. I don't take any of my like vampire girls or like her summoning, you know, I don't take any of that stuff into work. I take like Rainbow Cloud and Saved by the Flamingo, like all my fun cutesy stuff. That's what I take into work. So even Crimson Oracle, I'm like, I don't know if someone's gonna be like, whoa, you know, I just don't know. So part of me is just like, I don't want to do it. I'm not particularly keen on taking it into work and trying to get other people to do it. I'm just gonna let it go. And I think that's okay. I have evolved to a point now with my purchasing that I'm a lot more picky. And so there's some past mistakes that I'm gonna have to cross those bridges and make some decisions when I get there. I don't feel like I'm in this mode right now where it's like, I don't like that right now, I'm gonna throw it away. And then I'm purchasing all these kits and next year I'm gonna be like, all those ones I bought in 2023, trash them. Like that's not where I'm at. So I don't think it's like a cycle of waste. I think I made some early mistakes that I need to suss out. So I hope that's okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah. And, you know, I also toyed with the idea of trying to send those kits out to people that might want to do them or donating a partially completed kit. And I'm like, 1, 2, 3. Just with the prices of shipping right now, it's like, it's almost like, okay, well, it's already money down the drain to throw it away. And then I've got to invest another 60, 70, you know, plus bucks to get it to somebody, you know? So it's like, I don't know. Some of those kits that are in my stash, like I said, I might want to do a D stash. Even some of those, I'm like, you know what? I do have that craft thrift store 10 minutes away that they would love to take a couple of those Diamond Art Club anniversary releases from last year off my hands that I bought because I felt compelled to snag as many of them that even remotely interested me. And now I'm like thinking about them and I'm like, 1, 2, and then we're doing up 1. So this actually was placed wrong. That needs to come down here. So that's 2. Yes, okay. So even a couple of those, I'm like, honestly, I would probably just donate them rather than fussing with like the shipping of it all. The one that keeps coming to mind is Hamsa. It's a cute kit, and I know someone that would like it if I did it for them, but I remember unboxing it and seeing all of that confetti in the background and being like, I didn't realize this is how this was gonna be. And the other reason is, and I might be doing something contradictory to this, but for whatever reason, my brain doesn't like the same width and height of a canvas. So if it's like 50 by 50 exactly square, I don't know, for whatever reason, it's harder for me to like engage with that. I don't know why that size, but for whatever reason, when I opened that kit as well, I was just like, I just am not feeling this. So that's one I can already see that's like potentially on the chopping block to be destashed or donated. Another big driver for that for me right now too is just my love for this cross-stitch canvas process. If I had found out about cross-stitch conversions, or if this was just how working on squares was, I probably wouldn't, 1, 2, 3, 4, wouldn't have bought as many square drill traditional canvases. Like, I really like doing this style. So we need to go all the way down here and then 2 over. 1, 2, 3, 4, perfect. I could absolutely see myself just buying regular round drill canvases, like a normal canvas, and then all my squares this. Because this is just a lot more engaging for me, and I have a lot more fun doing it. And I love having the pattern keeper telling me how many drills I've placed, how many I have left, how many I've done today. I am such a carrot chaser when it comes to like making progress on stuff, that now when I work on a regular canvas and I don't have that scoreboard, it makes me feel a little anxious, because I'm like, well, how much did I get done today? Why isn't the tablet patting me on the back? Like, I obviously, when I complete a section, that's a win, but I don't have those little, I'm not able to monitor it like I am with the cross-stitch conversion. And that is, honestly, it like is a mood enhancer for me, being able to do this and seeing the number continue to tick up. That is huge for me. It's a big motivator. So I think if I could do it again, and someone was like, this is how Pattern Keeper works, first time trying diamond painting, and they're like, this is how you diamond paint, and it was a cross-stitch conversion, I wouldn't have even considered doing squares like a normal square. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 down, because this is just like so much more motivating for me. So yeah, that's how my brain works. I'm a broken person. I'm kidding. I don't know. I just like it. I really like it. Whoops, this needs to come down 1, right? This should be 1, 2, 3. This needs to come down 1. See, when you first place those initial ones and you count them out, if you can be off by just a little bit, but I always like to double check. So now this one needs to shift down 1, and then that should be a gap of 2. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, when I first start placing in a brand new square, I will make mistakes. I just have to double check my work. That's done, and just adjust accordingly. So anyway, yeah, so you may see a destash from me coming soon. A lot of the kits that I first bought, I'd say about a good half of my stash, if not more, none of them have the boxes anymore, because I was like, I'm gonna do all of these. So I would unbox them. The canvases are hung up on pants hangers in my closet, and then the drills are stored in gallon Ziploc baggies in a big trunk. The thing that also has, and that's one of the reasons why I've been kind of neglected to do a destash, is because my stuff is not in pristine, like in box quality. And because those gallon-sized bags have been shifting around in that trunk and the sticker sheets are rubbing up against the plastic, a lot of the stickers are all just like, just in a jumbled mess in some of those gallon bags. So it's another reason why I've been avoiding doing that, because I know it's not in the condition that a lot of people expect when they do, you know, trades or destashes. So I might have to discount them. So it's just a lot of things to keep in mind. And that's another reason why I keep getting pushed towards the answer of like, just donate the 5 least, you know, the 5 square kits that you just know I just know I'm not going to do them, and just get them out of here. That way they're not looming over you, and that's okay. And, you know, just keep the square drill canvases that you really want to work on, you'll know you work on, or save them until I do that, that craft fair, and see if people want to buy the uncompleted kits to try diamond painting themselves. So I could always do that too, just hang on to them until the summer. And if some of them don't sell, I'll do a couple of craft fairs. If none of them sell, then great. You know, I know what I need to do. And if some of them sell, then I can recoup some costs. So I don't know. There's a lot of different options there. But I just am trying to be more honest with myself of like, I'm not going to do them. I don't think I'm going to do them. I have the cross stitch conversion bug pretty hard, and gosh, I really wish I would have started doing this sooner before I started collecting all those square drill canvases. Round drill, obviously not going to work for a cross stitch conversion because of the blank canvas. So, and round drills just move really fast. Like for me, round drills now, when I go over to do Marie Laveau now, I can crank through a section, like, because I don't know if it's because I'm getting faster with this back and forth. So now when I go over to do a traditional round drill canvas, I'm like, bam, bam, bam. Like I'm doing a lot more in the same amount of time. Like Marie Laveau, I've only worked on that for like 2 or 3 diamond painting sessions, and it's like halfway done. Like it moves very fast. So I don't know what that is, but doing a cross stitch conversion has gotten me to somehow get faster at regular diamond painting. So that's a good little benefit. It's done. So yeah, and sometimes I can go really quick with this, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Just depends. I'd say this is about average speed for me. I'm single placing almost the entire time, unless I get really lucky and I get a big section of color blocking. But even because I have to count my stitches, quote unquote, even if I have like a row of 6 or a row of 5, I'll still single place it just to make sure I'm getting the right spacing and all that stuff. So I'd say I'm single placing about, is that all of them? 1, 2, yep. I'm single placing about 95% of this kit, but I still feel like I'm going faster than I did when I very first started. And it just, a lot of that comes down to technique as far as how you're using Pattern Keeper and the right orientation and getting, you know, the right amount of squares. When I first started, I was only doing 1 of these 10 by 10 squares at a time. And now I'm working on 8 at a time. This goes way off. This goes all the way down here. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, and that makes it go faster because you're not switching colors as frequently. Like I can get all of this color done for all 8 sections, then move on. Similar to like regular diamond painting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Yep. And then this one is 1, 2, over, down, 1. Okay, perfect. Those are the only 2 there. So yeah, you find little hacks, your own little mental hacks to make stuff go faster. And it just goes from there. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Yes, okay. So yeah, as you can see, I'm having to count this because it's a brand new square. I don't have anything to build off of. So once I start building off of like this right here, rather than counting like over 2. I just know like, okay, 1 and then diagonal, then 2 down. Like I can build off of that. But when it's completely empty, I have to like count over, count up, count over, yada, yada, yada. But we've got a section of color blocking here. So it looks like we're gonna go here and then all the way over to the next one, which is another 4, okay. And then 4 here, straight up, and then 3. Yes, okay, and then that, and then, sorry, this diagonal up, beautiful, okay. That is that entire section. Ooh, one more, I forgot I need this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, beautiful. Okay, so that's that entire section. Boom, cool. So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on. I don't know if I have a lot more for you. Like I said, been doing a lot of vlogs and stuff, so I feel, sometimes I do feel a little talked out, like I don't have any other news. Ooh, I guess I do have an announcement. I don't think I've announced it yet, but I had a call last week with 2 crafty pals, Hannah over at Sparkling Spectrumite and Sophie at Diamond Painting Help Desk, or the Diamond Help Desk. We had a little meeting to discuss an event. So woohoo, my very first event that I'm participating in or co-hosting. So I'll tell you the story, and I got permission to do spoilers and stuff. We kind of talked about it, like, do we want to announce it early now because it's not going to happen for a while, or do we want to wait till things are a little bit more congealed? So things may change, you know, life happens, things change, things adjust, but where we're at today, I just told them, like, you know, what I like to do on my channel, you know, is kind of provide my like kind of journey through doing diamond painting stuff and kind of give people, you know, this was what my experience has been. So I was like, is it okay if I announce it this early, and if things change, then that's just part of the story, you know? So I think it's okay. They said it's fine. And I think that Sophie did mention it on one of her lives or one of her streams last week. But we're gonna be doing an event. Originally, we had discussed doing some kind of summer with Simone. Is it Simona Candini? And then we talked about doing an Ivy Dollamore event, or both of them, Simona Candini and Ivy Dollamore, at the same time. But at the time of us having that meeting, we kind of took a look at what's available on Diamond Art Club from both of those artists, and it's pretty darn limited. And even then, you know, that's kind of a really narrow event. You know, some people do events for a single artist, which, you know, I totally get, but we kind of wanted to attract a broad audience, and with the limited amount of kits that are currently in stock and available for purchase, we were just like, maybe let's do a little bit more broad. So then we had tossed around the idea of doing an anime event, but then, you know, my reservation there was like, one of us or all of us have to be the gatekeeper on what is considered anime or not, and do we really want to field that many questions and that many emails and potentially upset somebody who thinks that this, you know, this particular style is anime, or, you know, like, at that point you might as well just say, like, let it all in, you know? So we kind of tossed around that idea, and then Hannah came out of the blue and she was like, Anthony, I've been watching your cross-stitch conversion videos and you seem really excited about that process. It's something that I've wanted to try. So what do you think about doing a cross-stitch conversion event? And I was like, I didn't want to completely screech and freak out on both of them in excitement, because I couldn't get a read at that particular moment. I couldn't get a read on how Sophie was feeling about it. Like, I just couldn't get a good read. Like, she wasn't squealing like I was squealing inside. So I was like, hold it in, because I didn't want my exaggerated reaction to influence Sophie or Hannah into being like, okay, well, now we have to do it, even though I wasn't 100% keen on it. So I kind of kept it cool, and I was just like nodding like, oh yeah, that could be cool. And I was like, and then Sophie kind of chimed in and she seemed excited about it. And then slowly during the conversation, I'm pretty sure they could tell that I was like wigging. Like, I was so excited that I wasn't the one. I didn't even think of that, you know, but it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I'm so incredibly excited. Like, I can't even tell you how excited I am about that. Like, I can honestly see my channel like moving more towards like cross stitch conversions than even like regular diamond painting, to be honest. Like, I love this process that much. So I was like, okay, let's do it. So we're gonna be doing it. It's hashtag XS conversion 23. XS is kind of like shorthand for cross stitch. And so this is gonna be starting at least right now. So start thinking about it. This will be starting on October 15th, halfway through October, and going all the way till the end of the year. So 2.5 months, because cross stitch conversion projects are big projects. They're long-term projects. Even if you do a small one, it can take some time, and there's going to be a learning curve for people that might be trying it for the first time. But we're super excited. We're going to continue to have meetings on it over the coming months, just to work out some more finite details. But yeah, we have a couple of different ideas for like what angle we're gonna take. We still need to work on, you know, I've never reached out to, you know, sponsors and all of this is very new to me. So you'll be getting updates on all of it, from behind the scenes to the actual event itself as it progresses. But just something to keep in the back of your mind for later on this year is maybe finally taking that plunge and doing a cross stitch conversion with us. I've already picked out which kit or kits I'd like to do for the event. So we haven't worked out all the rules yet. I can say that the new start and must have a finish is going to be a little bit more flexible with this event once again, because these are such big undertakings that I don't want anyone to feel pressured to get something with this amount, you know, that requires this amount of dedication and commitment done. And even 2.5 months could still be a lot for a lot of people. So we're going to play around with that. Don't hold me to anything. If you have any ideas, I'm more than happy to hear them, but we want to make it as inclusive as possible. And I think that's another reason why the cross stitch idea really jumped out to me, because it's like, that opens you up to a lot of different options as far as artwork goes, a lot of different options as far as shops go. You can still do everything legally licensed, which is nice. But I was even looking at some Enos Guerrero and Christopher Lavelle pattern images. I'm like, it'd be cool to do one of these, especially if they're like a kit that was limited edition or currently sold out on Diamond Art Club. Then you can still get your hands on it. I know a lot of people like those princess panels. Let's see, skip one. And there's a ton of old masters. Like, there's a little bit for everyone, even to the point that, and I'll share it with you once I do this for the first time myself, is there's a site that allows you to render a custom image as a cross stitch pattern. So it gives you the DMCs, it puts it all into a cross stitch pattern for you. So you can purchase that and order that pattern and then have that converted into a diamond painting. It seems like double work, and it kind of is, but you can do custom cross stitch conversions if you so choose. And I have chosen. I already have an image that I've rendered out into a cross stitch pattern. I just need to order it. So I don't know if I'm going to do that one for the event or for an event, maybe. But I already have I already have kind of what I think I'm gonna do selected for it and sussed out. You're gonna see a lot of cross stitch work being done on this channel this year, because I just, like I said, I really enjoy this process. So, but yeah, I already have on order my kit for Summer with the Masters. It's a cross stitch conversion. And then for this event, I'm also thinking I'm gonna be doing some old masters, plural, if that's any hint. But I need to reach out to Jade over at Jaded Gem Shop and have her take a look at the patterns to make sure that they would she feels that they would render out nicely, or if we need to adjust the sizing. Because that's one thing. If I will give you that update about this particular kit, Head of Medusa. We'll talk about it more in detail, maybe in the specific cross-stitch conversion progress video. But I will say that is one thing that, ooh, what just happened there? Okay, cool. It's like, oh my gosh. One thing I am noticing, and you might even be able to see it, is you really do have to be at a good viewing distance for a lot of these color transitions and shapes and figures to come together. Not all of them, but like, I don't think you can see, you can just see the top of it, but this is like a coiled up snake right here. When I'm just like a few inches away or even a foot or 2 feet away, it doesn't really come together looking like a coiled up snake just with the rendering, because there's just not as much detail as there could be. But if you take a really good step back, it starts to come together. And I'm talking like 6 feet away. Like it really starts to come together. But that makes sense. This is a 61 by 0.25 by 100 centimeter canvas. So yes, it is going to need that, but I could see this looking even better at like 30% bigger. That's a huge canvas, but I think it would help to bring some clarity together. And I also think that some adjustments could be made to this process with adjusting color amount. There's this thing called dithering that I will talk about at some point. To help clean this up a little bit. Now, I'm not expecting Jade or anybody to go through and hand chart a massive old masters cross-stitch conversion and basically redo the whole thing, but I think there is some opportunity to create some more clarity in shapes. And it's just because you're changing the medium and how this is being put together from a cross-stitch into diamond painting. It's not gonna look exactly the same as it was if this was actual stitches in the correct size. So there are some sacrifices, I think, that are made when you're doing a cross-stitch conversion, and there's some sites that help you to combat that. But the moral of the story, I think, for me is, and this is the same with, I think, with diamond painting too, is the size of the canvas and the rendering do really matter. So you have to be mindful of the result that you're gonna get with the size that you've selected, because I could absolutely see a lot of people being like, I just want to go for a small, starter kit, which is totally understandable. You just need to make sure that the image that you've selected is gonna churn out okay at that size. So maybe start with like something with not a ton of detail, something pretty simple and straightforward, because once you get to like some of these old masters and some of these larger images, like they could be so much bigger. Honestly, if I could have convinced, or if I could have found Head of Medusa 50% bigger, so like a 100 by 150, that seems insane, but I would almost give that a shot, knowing that the clarity would just be even more on point. This is fantastic, don't get me wrong, but your companies that are doing these conversions, they're at the mercy of whatever the pattern size is, unless you find somebody that's willing to scale that up for you. You're kind of just at the whim of what the cross stitch pattern sizing is. And this is already plenty big for even for me, but it would have been cool to like really get like super crisp. And once this is all done, it's going to look fine. Once again, this is me just kind of, you know, just not there, no complaints, no complaints. I'll say that. Like, if I really was upset about it, I wouldn't wouldn't be taking all this time. It looks great, but in my head, it could be even better being a bigger size. And that's true for just diamond painting in general. I don't know why I'm going on and on about this, but it's something that every time I finish like a little bit of a snake or a detail, I'm like, yes, I can see that that's what it is, but it's not like crystal clear, you know? So anyway, we'll see. I'll have to, you'll have to go and take a look at my progress photos. And now that I even say that, going back and looking at those progress photos, it's very clear that this is what I'm working on. But I have the cameras being held like all the way above my head. So like I said, it's all about viewing distance too. But, you know, there are some sites that allow you to select the size of pattern that you'd like. So the image comes in a variety of different sizes. There's even sites that allow you to select the color palette, in the sense that there's certain DMCs that do not exist in diamond painting that exist in cross-stitch conversion. So there's even sites that you just hit the diamond art button, and it emits those colors for you automatically, so you don't have to do that work. So there's some pretty advanced technology when it comes to some of these cross-stitch conversion or cross-stitch pattern companies that have also taken into account the fact that they will be used as diamond painting. And honestly, that's where I would suggest is to go. And there's one site in particular, it's called Threadbare, that whatever software that they've developed is really on point. It allows for a lot more customization. If I can remember, I'll list it here. That's not where I got this canvas, but it's where I'll be getting future canvases because, or at least trying one from them. I already have it on order because they seem to have a knack for like knowing what's going to look really good as a diamond painting as well as a regular cross-stitch pattern. So I just like that they at least have that in mind. And I'm sure a lot of other companies do. I know Heaven and Earth Designs does a lot of that similar stuff, but Cross Stitch Collectibles, where I got this canvas, they didn't really talk too much about diamond painting. And so I just worry that some of the other images that I'm interested in snagging from them might be even less detailed. When I look at the sizing, I'm like, I don't know if that's going to churn out super hot. So I think I'm going to probably just utilize Threadbare. Well, I'm going to try them first and see how it goes. 1, 2. Okay, that's 1, 2 up, and then 1, 2, 3 over. Okay, perfect. So that should be in alignment with that. Okay, great. All right, well, I'm going to let you go. I think that's that. We're getting back into counting mode right here. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on, should I destash? Would you be okay letting go of some images if you just knew in your heart of hearts that they're just going to sit there and collect dust? And I'd rather free up the storage container space. Let me know if that's a route that you would consider, what you would do in that situation. Let me know what you think about the cross-stitch conversion event. Do you think that'll be the kick in the butt that you might need to finally take this on? And if so, do you already have some images in mind? Let me know all that stuff. Make sure to let me know how you're doing. Otherwise, don't forget to like, subscribe, share this content with friends, family members, anyone that you think might take some value out of this content. Otherwise, happy placing, and we'll see you next time. Bye, 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 bye.